What's up, you guys? Today we are going to be talking about Godzilla Minus One. Right off the bat, this is hands down the best Godzilla movie that I have ever seen. This movie was a massive pleasant surprise. This movie puts any of the other MonsterVerse Godzilla movies to shame. And yes, unfortunately, that includes the 2014 Godzilla film. As always, let's kick this review off with the positives. The strongest aspect here in this film, and this is something that a friend of mine pointed out, is that Godzilla is almost more of a symbol for the tragedy of war, what war is capable of doing to people, what it does to countries, the world. And yes, this movie does have scenes of Godzilla terrorizing people, of rampaging through a city, but that's not what's at the forefront in this film. I mean, that doesn't mean that there isn't enough Godzilla content here. There is definitely a large amount of scenes with him in this movie, but the way that this film hones in and focuses on the people, the characters, makes this feel like such a well-rounded, lived-in story. I certainly did not expect this kind of storytelling in a Godzilla movie. And truly, there are touching scenes in this movie that actually left me in tears. But getting back to the character of Godzilla himself, wow, he is absolutely terrifying in this film. Instead of, like I was saying, having Godzilla in the forefront here, the movie chooses to play him as a horror monster aspect to such a terrifying, effective degree. Literally every time Godzilla was on the screen, I was not breathing. It makes for just such tense scenes. The last thing I want to talk about in this category is the musical score. Each scene in this movie, whether it was happy, heartbreaking, frightening, was just elevated so incredibly well by the musical score. The main musical theme of the film is phenomenal. You could say it is a total banger if you wanted. Oh man. That hurt. Now, all that being said, let's move in to the mixed category. The one thing I have to discuss here is a slight pacing issue moving into the third act. I think there are about 2 scenes of dialogue between main characters that either could have been trimmed or just cut completely, and it would have made for a more streamlined story. And that brings us into the negatives. The only negative thing I have to say here about this film is some wide shots of Godzilla do look a little fake. I think that was more of like a budget issue, but unfortunately those scenes did pull me out of the movie a little bit. Those are mostly just scenes where he's rampaging through a city. All of the scenes having to do with Godzilla in water looked amazing, but just some scenes made him, he looked a tad goofy. Now, closing this video out with a quick spoiler section. If you have not seen the film, you can skip towards the end of this video. I'll put a timestamp somewhere here on the screen to skip to. I do have one question about this film, and if someone in the comments could answer it for me, that would be awesome. At the end of the film, did Koshi know that he was going to eject himself out of the plane? But then if he did, why did he leave the note for Akiko like he thought that he was going to die? Maybe he decided last second not to go through with the whole kamikaze thing and eject himself out. If I miss a plot point or if that was explained, please let me know. And all that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I am going to give Godzilla Minus One a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. I know I'm a little late with this one. If you all have seen this movie, let me know in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Is this your favorite Godzilla film? Is this your least favorite Godzilla film? Let me know all your thoughts below, and I will see you guys on the next one.